Welcome back. Time now for a full look at weather with our chief meteorologist, Dan Cianca. Dan, I know we spent a lot of the last few days really talking about the heat, and when I went out in Salinas earlier this morning, I was surprised at just how cloudy and cold it was. I actually wish I brought a light sweater with me.
Yeah, I mean, the heat is inland, right? We did get warm on the coast for a couple days, but the big heat issues were inland, and they actually continue. Let's take a look at what's going on out there. We'll start on the coast, though. Why not? Here's a live look from Domenico's on the wharf, showing low clouds and maybe a skitch of fog out there. Maybe a little bit. You know, meteorologically, there's a term called mist, which I think when people hear the word mist, they often think of like almost like a drizzle or, you know, like a moving light little cloud near the ground. But mist meteorologically is actually like light fog, meaning that it's not super dense, so you can kind of see maybe a couple miles down the road, but there is a visual obscurity out there. So we would call this mist technically, although you might actually be getting some drizzle out of it as well. Fog is when you start getting down to like a kilometer or less of visibility. Yeah, and some cases we might see that tonight. Here's a live look at our cloud cover right now and visibility tracker. This is in miles, so we're down to 4 miles at the Marina Airport. Starting to get a little foggy out there, more misty than anything else at the moment. Play misty for me, why not? Let's get a Clint Eastwood reference in for us as we go through our forecast tonight. Temperatures close to 60 around the bay. Inland areas, well up in the hills, we're still seeing some 70s, and it is 81 degrees up on Loma Prieta right now. It's just shy of 4,000 feet in the Santa Cruz Mountains. So there is a layer of heat over us, and it's those locations that remain in trouble, more in dangerous spots anyway. Heat alerts remain in effect right now for the higher terrain of Monterey and San Benito counties, these pink areas here. And then we go into tomorrow and we will see heat advisories issued for the Salinas Valley, Hollister, in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and also a new heat warning for the Santa Clara Valley. So we saw them reduced for today, dropped I should say for today, but they're going back into effect tomorrow. Now, does that mean the Salinas is going to be hot tomorrow? No. Unfortunately, just the way the National Weather Service zones work, you know, everything from like Greenfield to Salinas to Hollister to Carmel Valley is one zone. Some of these areas will be qualifying for the heat advisory, and obviously some will not. Like, it's not going to be that hot in Salinas tomorrow. It'll be seasonable, in fact. But it's still going to be hot inland, so take your heat precautions. Heat is the #1 weather-related killer of people in the United States. High pressure off to the east, it does strengthen a little bit tomorrow into Thursday. That's why temperatures are swinging back upward, but the low right here sitting offshore will actually strengthen and move up the coast and cool us off into the weekend, and there will stay into early next week with seasonable temperatures. Interestingly enough, we might draw a little monsoon moisture in sometime by the end of the week. We're going to talk about that in the 7-day forecast in a moment, but another little interesting part of our forecast moving forward. As I mentioned, into next week, it looks like we'll be a little bit cooler. Deeper onshore flow will help with that. Overnight tonight, low clouds, fog filling back in, maybe a little mist, maybe a little bit of drizzle, whatever you're interested in, right? Sunrise tomorrow, 5:57 a.m. Temperature staying in the 50s. For coastal cities, it will be another cool, cloudy, foggy start to the day. As we head into the afternoon hours, though, we'll start to see the clouds retreat to the coast by late morning, clearing on the north side of the bay like it did today. Really, tomorrow looking pretty close to today as far as clouds and coastal temperatures are concerned. Will be very close. Maybe a little bit of additional clearing on the coast tomorrow, but still pretty close. Inland areas are going to warm up quite a bit. We're going to really see some heat in the Santa Cruz Mountains. In fact, some areas jumping almost 10 degrees. We'll get you back up into 95 territory in Boulder Creek, 93 up at the summit, 70s and 80s as you get down a little bit lower. Right now, expecting 76 in Santa Cruz, low 70s in Capitola, upper 60s in Aptos and Marina tomorrow, low 70s from Salinas to Watsonville, back into the 80s in San Juan, 90s in Hollister, and triple digits showing up again in the Santa Clara Valley. That area again going into another excessive heat warning tomorrow. On over to the Monterey Peninsula, 60s. We've been a little bit warmer in Monterey. In Monterey, we've seen some big temperature shifts around town. It's usually in the 60s on the west side. Spaghetti Hill, New Monterey, up to the high school, places like that. You start heading east. The airport's been a little bit cooler, but up in the hills it warms up. We see some temperatures in the 70s. So the average high in Monterey is 71. It might be a little bit cooler if you're heading out near Cannery Row or something. Down south, highs in the 80s to 90s in the Salinas Valley. And then in the Southern Valley, we'll see triple digits, and also in the San Antonio Valley. So we do have some hot spots out there tomorrow. So make sure you're staying cool. 7-day forecast on the coast showing really mostly kind of these partly cloudy days we've been experiencing, with one exception. That's Thursday. Will be a little sunnier and warmer on Thursday. So get out and enjoy that, I suppose. So we might actually get a full clear out of the bay for a little while. On Friday, some high clouds will arrive and cloud things back up a little bit. Inland areas also highs about 10 degrees above normal the next 2 nights, and then we cool down into the weekend. But I do have watching on there for Saturday, some monsoon moisture streaming in. We'll have to see what happens from that. Usually it's just some mid to high level clouds, and that's really what I'm seeing right now. One model is showing some convection or maybe like a shower or thunderstorm trying to form, but seems like a pretty low probability event, but we'll keep an eye on it for you.